King Street in Newtown has a really independent and quirky vibe to it that's really unique in Sydney.
This site is enriched in history.
There's remnants of what the building was and what it became. I'm Kirsten Stanisic and I'm one of the directors of Richard Stanisic.
And I'm Jack Edwards and I'm one of the senior interior designers at Richard Stanisic.
We're here at Adrian William offices in King Street, Newtown. The core of the brief was to design a space that really reflected the culture of Adrian William real estate, and part of that culture is being heavily connected to the local community and giving a contribution to the street and to the life around here.
When we first started on this project and we started to pull away the cosmetic last fit out, we really started to expose some of the original bones.
Building works over 2 floors. First of all, there's the big facade on King Street, which we've got a really beautiful soft pink, sort of Miami Art Deco inspired colour. You walk through the front door, there's a small reception area which we've designed to kind of feel like it's the floor wrapping over to be the receptionist's block. On the ground floor there's a big open work plan where most of the people at Adrian William work, that's their day-to-day desk space. There's a smaller, sort of more casual meeting area that comes off in a circular curtained room.
And that's kind of a mixture of uses where it's a waiting area or it can be used as a meeting room.
In retaining the integrity of the heritage building is kind of an interesting part of the project. I love the little Art Deco, humble little stair that we retained that's got the original terrazzo treads on it. It was earmarked for demolition just because it doesn't comply with our current regulations. We spent a lot of time and got an alternative solution together and designed the new handrail that brings it up to code. We detailed in pink and we left the original handrail in black, so you can still read the old stair as it was and the new stair kind of overlaps them. We use colour a lot to balance the heritage parts of the building with the vibe of Adrian William. Then the first floor is really more about the shared communal areas. There's some meeting rooms, which we call boardrooms, on the first floor, which are closed off and maybe a bit more traditional in how they work. There's the big kitchen room that works as a gathering space for the people that work here, but also it could also be a meeting space during the day as well.
Just maximising every inch of space, and we've installed some phone booths so that if any of the agents need to just take a quick phone call and need some privacy quickly and they don't need the meeting room, they can just jump in there and take the phone call.
The bathrooms are located on the first floor as well, and they've got shower facilities, and we've designed them to be a nice space to actually be able to put makeup on, get ready.
Walking into the kitchen, we've got the checkerboard flooring continuing up, which continues from ground floor up to level 1. And there's also 2 tables, which are a table of 8, so we get 16 overall, and they can either push them together or sit them separately. One of the main features of the kitchen was to have somewhere which everyone could eat together.
The linoleum floor is probably one of the key elements to the whole internal fit out. It was definitely inspired by looking at some of those old images of the institutional buildings. We installed a whole lot of big globe pendant lights all throughout the workspace. It's got that real sense of the floor in an old office space where the lights were all laid out and everyone was working under this big kind of area together. And they also give an intimacy to a ceiling that's actually quite high. So that space has a good feeling to it when you're in there, but you still get the beautiful scale of those really tall ceilings in between.
The ceiling was incredible. It's one of my favourite parts of the project. When we came in, and there was a suspended office ceiling, and when we removed this, we uncovered the original plaster cornices. When you're in that space downstairs, it really kind of accentuates the height, which you don't usually get in an office space.
When we first met the guys from Adrian William Real Estate, the first thing that you really notice about them is they're super enthusiastic. They're also really fun guys who have a lot of passion and they love what they do. And that energy is probably the most important thing to us with the brief. I'm most excited about collaborating and being able to design a space that actually meets the client's brief about how a space should feel. I think it's also helped their clients and their customers understand who they are and being able to read their DNA and understand what these guys are about.
Just seeing some life injected back into this building. They went for so long just looking neglected and tired. Give it a new lease of life is amazing.